Welcome back everybody to Ask Lewis. Today we're going to be looking at Serafina's bike, and she says that we're getting a lot of comments of people asking about gearing. A lot of you guys sound like you're riding up really steep hills, so it's good to get some gears that can go up those nice steep hills. The people that are going up the steep hills often have a slightly different gear ratio as the people that are coming down the really steep hills, because they want to be able to pedal at a really fast speed, whereas the people going up the hill want to pedal at a really slow speed, but they can get up those nice steep hills. So the way that Serafina's beautiful Fuji is set up is to go up the steepest hill you'll ever find. She could ride straight up a wall if she wanted to. Look at the size of that cassette. She's set it up for her, and it's her bike, and it's perfect. But let's talk about it. Serafina loves going up into the nice steep hills, and then when she's coming down, she just wants to smile on her way down. She doesn't want to race down the hill against all the other people. She just wants to get all the way to the top of the steepest hill and then have fun coming down. So the way that she's set up her bike, if we look at it, the size of the chainring is one of the smaller sizes that we can get. It says 50 and 34 here. So what that means is on the big chainring, we have 50 of these individual teeth, if you count it all the way around, and on the smaller ring on the inside, we have 34. So 50 and 34, which according to most manufacturers is the smallest ratio that they do. At the front, having a smaller chainring will make it easier to go up the steeper hill, but having a bigger chainring will make it faster going back down the hill. If we just turn the camera around, I actually happen to have a triathlon bike here set up at the moment. This one, being a triathlon bike, has a 53 tooth chainring, a 53 and a 39, as opposed to Serafina's 50-34. A much bigger ratio, so we can go faster along the flat roads. Even looking at the size of the cassette on this, look at how small that is. And then we look at that in comparison to Serafina's dinner plate. She can go up the steepest hill. Reason for that being, the small chainrings on the front and the big cassette on the back makes it easiest to go up a nice steep hill. Serafina's one, which, although dirty, I can see that it is a 42 tooth cassette. If you were to have a look at your bike at home, it's probably a 28 or maybe a 30 tooth cassette. You can go and have a look, but Serafina's is nice and large to get up the steepest hill. So being a 42 tooth cassette, that's, like I have said 10 times now, is quite large. It's often too big for what this derailleur can fit. So the way that we get around that is we have an extender here. On Serafina's bike, we can see she has a silver extender here. Let me give you a very quick summary for the anatomy behind the bike here. If we bring the camera a little bit further back, we can see we have the expensive frame, the expensive derailleur, and then we've got this little part in here called the hanger. The hanger is a piece that's designed to fail. It's designed to bend or snap or twist rather than breaking the expensive frame or the expensive derailleur. This hanger is that long. We need it to be a bit longer. So we get ourselves a extender. This is what one looks like that's not bolted up onto the bike. Can you see that part in there? You can see that Serafina has a silver part and I'm holding a black part. And what that does is it makes it longer. It moves the bolt that would normally be here right down to being there. So it brings the cassette further away and makes it so that the derailleur can get all the way up into the really big cogs on the back. So to sum it up, Serafina has the bike that can get up the steepest hills. If she wanted to, she could ride straight up a brick wall, I'm sure. But then coming back down the other side of the hill, she might not be able to pedal. Her feet will be going so fast, but she doesn't care. She just wants to smile and take videos on the way back down the hill. So she set her bike up perfectly for her, and it might be something that you want to look into. You'll probably need a derailleur extender to do it though. So I think that gives a very good summary of gear ratios here, I suppose. Like I said, 50-34 on the front, and then we've got a 10-42 tooth cassette on the back, which is one of the biggest ones you'll see on a road bike. The way that you know what size cassette you've got, Serafina, come over here, I'll show you this. As you go around the cassette, it will have a number there. This one says 42. It might be hard to see with that camera there, and you've got to look really closely, but this one says 42. I don't have any other cassettes in my hand here, but other cassettes will say different sizes, like 28 or 30 or 25 if it's a racing bike maybe. Usually they're in increments of 2, as in we've got 28, 30, 32, 34, but I'm going to say back in the old days when we used to have 10-speed bikes, 23 and 25 tooth cassettes as well. So nowadays they tend to be a whole lot larger. Not only have we got more cogs, this one here looks like it's a 10-speed, I think it is, whereas nowadays bikes can come with 11 and 12 cogs.
I didn't realise that there was a number on there that says 42, so often people have asked me, like, and I'd go and count, like I know this one's a 42 because I've memorised, but I would go and count in the past. I'd go 1, and then I go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, count and all of them. And when you showed that, I'm like, I did not know that number was there.
It's like cheating. I can just look at it and I know the answer because it says it.
I thought you were just clever, like, you know, one of those people that could go, yeah, that's about a 42.
Yeah, it looks like about 42. Yeah, no, I can tell you it's exactly 42.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
So I've had people ask, like, how to get this done, because it's not normal to have a massive cassette like this and having the hanger extender and things. Is that something you can do for people?
It definitely is. I just came back and reached into my hangers tub and I happen to have one here. These parts there, this one is from the brand Wolf Tooth or Wolf Link, I think it's called. Yeah, Wolf Tooth. And it's called a Road Link, a Wolf Tooth Road Link. From memory, I think they're about a $45 part that you can buy. Labour for the bike shop to put it on, they might charge you just to retune the gears as well. But sometimes you might need a slightly longer gear cable as well, because now we're getting further away, so now the cable has to reach a little bit further. So sometimes you'll need a new gear cable as well. So it's not a super expensive upgrade, but it will change everything on your bike. Like it will, everything. You'll look at the steep hill and instead of being like, oh no, now you say, oh yeah, because now you can get up it.
That's exactly what it's like, because I can ride anywhere and I'll see a road and I'm like, I can do that. I'm not intimidated, my legs don't hurt, I just know I can ride up anything, like even like a 30% gradient, it's like, it's no problem.
Easy, it feels flat. Yeah, I'm not going to call it cheating, but it's as close as you can get to it.
It is still hard, like sometimes I can't stand up, I've got to keep the bike so the front wheel doesn't come up because it's so steep, but I can go anywhere.
Absolutely.
Not limited at all. And on really long rides, like I did that 300k ride, my legs don't get sore like they would if they were like grinding away. So.
Exactly, it just takes that strain off a little bit. Yeah, a solid upgrade that I would highly recommend if you're spending a lot of time up in the hills. If you're spending more time riding along at the beach, I would almost call it pointless. It's money that you're not going to notice any benefit from, but if you're going up any of the hills, as Serafina loves doing, it will be perfect for you.
Yep. Awesome.
Yeah, having a nice easy gear ratio. All right. Thanks for watching. Keep sending in your questions so we can answer them again next week. Otherwise, I'm going to say thank you for watching and we will see you on the next episode. See ya.